Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Damon Campbell here at the Blind Pig in Ann Arbor, Michigan, with a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hey guys, it's Billy Raffoul here with Damien. Thank you for having me.
Great to meet you, man.
Great to meet you too, brother.
Definitely appreciate your time once again.
Thank you so much. No problem.
Now, anyone who follows you closely is probably aware of the fact that you come from the tomato capital of Canada, where I understand your parents even used to sell tomatoes.
Yeah, definitely. My grandparents, for sure, on the fruit stands. They've run numerous fruit stands throughout the years. One of them on the farm on the front of the yard of the house I grew up until I was 4 or 5 years old. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did your parents as well, or just your
Yeah, my dad would be out there too, and my mom would help out too when me and my brother were really young. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And it could certainly be said that you're among the cream of the crop here in the music industry, which in some ways goes back to Neil Young's Harvest Moon.
Oh, well, I appreciate the compliment in there, but yeah, definitely, man. Harvest Moon, that was like one of the first tunes I learned on guitar.
Wow.
So, and Neil Young's a huge influence and inspiration on me. My father actually taught me that guitar riff. It's one of the first things he showed me on the guitar.
Crazy.
So, yeah, man, he's one of the greats to me. So.
For sure. You kind of got in trouble though for playing with the strings early on.
Yeah, man. I guess might have embellished a bit when I said trouble. It wasn't that bad, but yeah, definitely I was flipping the strings on a lot of my dad's more prized possessions as far as the guitars go, and he kind of told me, I should just play it upside down rather than blank with with my mess up my guitars,
Lesson learned.
Yeah, exactly.
And you actually started out singing to your cats.
Yeah, I know. It's man, I haven't heard that in a long time. But yeah, on said farm, same spot on an old number 3 going through Leamington to Wheatley actually. Must have been 4 or 5 years old on home videos, and I mean like forcibly singing to these cats, when kids, they just love cats and dogs so much, like too much, like they're just like the thing's trying to get away and you're holding I had this thing in like a headlock, like
right, not
Conor McGregor, like trying to and singing this little, I guess a tune or something to the cat, but I mean nothing to write home about for sure.
Sure. Whereas your dad was known around town as a dog's favorite artist.
Oh man, dude! Wow, yeah, it's that too. There, oh jeez, there's a dentist right on Talbot Street in Leamington that had it up in the sign. I think it was a dentist.
Was it like a pet store or was it a dentist?
Oh no, it makes more sense to be a pet store, doesn't it? I don't know why I said dentist. That's another story, I guess.
Okay.
That's what it was. It was a pet. It was something. Maybe it was a pet dentist. No, I don't know.
Okay.
It was they put these catchphrases on the or jokes on the sign out front, and it said, "What is a dog's favorite artist?" And it said Jody Raffoul,
right.
Which I thought was hilarious because our last name's for sure been pronounced like that before.
Right, I can imagine.
In seriousness,
Yeah.
I thought it was great. We have enough trouble with getting people to remember a fool that jokes leading you astray.
Yeah. Was there really a Sheepdogs performance during which Paul Rogers walked right past you? Yeah,
man. At the Royal York Hotel in Toronto during the Canadian Music Week. Jeez, it's got to be like 7 years ago now.
Wow.
The Sheepdogs were playing, and Passion Pit, I'll remember, was playing after them, and Paul Rogers had a guest panel that day, and I was hanging out with a good friend and at the time mentor of mine named Pavlo, who was opening the show. So I got to hang kind of backstage, and Paul Rogers walked by me, and I was like, holy shit, Paul Rogers, and I got to like pick his ear for 10-15 minutes. We chatted before he jumped on stage with the Sheepdogs, and they did some like old free tunes, which I thought was super cool. Like,
crazy.
They didn't even go into bad company. It was all just free, which was really,
crazy.
Special, yeah.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, Paul is actually your real name?
Yeah, it's my grandfather is Paul. My dad's first name is really Paul Jody, and then I'm Paul Jody Billy, so kind of like a traditional thing, Yeah.
Okay. And at one point, you're even known as Billy Raffoul for a short period of time.
Yeah, man, you got that's good. Like to play over here in the States, you need like a visa, obviously, to come perform. And I'd been applying for visas for about 4 or 5 years on my own, really, before I started moving to the States, and it became a little more serious.
Yeah.
And when I was doing that, one of them, I was, kind of really upset in the moment, but I got the form back, and it said Billy Raffoul. They had changed the R. Okay. They changed the P in Paul to an R.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it was interesting.
How long did that last for?
It lasted the entirety of the... I had to just keep explaining to... Yeah, it was just a weird scenario all around.
I can see where that could get a little confusing.
Yeah.
And I imagine all this traveling around on tour must help fuel your creativity. Speaking of which, I understand your first batch of recordings were written at your former gas station gig?
Yeah, dude. I always feel funny talking about this story, too, just in case Vicky, my old boss, is listening or something. But
shout out to Vicky.
Yeah. Sit behind the till. And it was a really easy gig. Like, you just had to, like... People would bring in, come and pay for gas, or buy something from the little attendant, like the little shop in there. And but there's a part of the wall that, like, the wall was come like right down the middle here, right, and then I could see out the gas station, but they could only see half of me, right, because this is a wall behind. The glass starts here. Yeah. So I'm a left-handed guitar player, so if I put the guitar out here, and go like this. You just see me here. Yeah. So that way no one could be like, kids jamming on the job or something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I remember, writing a few tunes that ended up being like my very, very first, recordings way back when.
What did you do at the gas station specifically?
I was like the attendant. It was it wasn't like full service, so I didn't have to go out there. And I mean, the hardest part of the job was called dips, when you'd go out and measure the tanks.
Oh, yeah.
I remember complaining like crazy about that, like it was hard work. So easy.
Yeah, sure.
In hindsight. But, yeah, no, it was fun.
Crazy.
Actually, pretty thankful for the gig. Thanks, Vicky.
Yeah, totally. And despite your lead single Driver having been inspired by Picking Up a Hitchhiker, by the way, have you ever heard back at all from Kevin fucking Cool?
I have not, no, man. We've been to the island, a few times since, but,
That was what he referred to?
Yeah, dude, I'm waiting for... I mean, that'd be the goal. The song reaches him, and somehow he, finds the story somewhere.
Well, despite that good deed, you may not be a saint, as your latest single indicates. But your dad technically is, as a member of the Christmas band, the Saints. Yeah,
the Saints. Like it's like it's like an S apostrophe Aints. I guess it's the spin on it. It's like the title. I'm not a saint, but in one word, they got the jump on me there.
Yeah. And they put on like an annual Slang Hunger fundraising
Absolutely.
concert.
It's an amazing show, man. It's obviously an amazing cause. They do it a few days before Christmas every year. This year, I believe it's on the 22nd.
Yeah.
I hope I'm saying that right. Yeah, it's just incredible. Him, my dad, and Jeff Burrows of the Tea Party, and just an all-star cast of performers, players, Kelly Oche, Kelly Hoppy, David Sarin. I'm going to go on and name everybody now. Wes Buckley,
go for it.
Marty Bach. Geez, I hope I'm not forgetting anyone now, but I think I'm covering the most of the ground. Obviously, my dad. I think I said Wes Buckley, so they're all in there. Yeah, but it's truly it's a great show.
Crazy.
Every year.
Between the concerts and CD sales, they've raised like over $250,000 for food banks.
It's nuts, man. Yeah. It's crazy. It feels like they finished one year and they're already working on the next year of tunes. It's like the work ethic is incredible.
Sounds like it. And he's also in a band called Feast of Kings. Do you know much about that one at all?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's Tim King. He's a good family friend, a great guitar player and songwriter, and they work with Marty as well, who produces the Saints records, and my dad's been singing on that stuff. So for Tim and I've only heard 1 or 2 tracks, but they sound amazing. So I'm not sure when that's coming out or how it's coming out. If it's like singles or
keep an eye out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Continuing with the food theme a moment, I understand your first performance was actually at a restaurant?
Yeah. Ended up playing in a lot of bars and restaurant bars, and the first one that I remember getting paid for to play was at this place called Freddy's on your way to Point Pelee, Leamington. So yeah. Did
it really last like 5 or 6 hours?
Dude, yeah, it was funny. There was like I can't remember. I think it was like a 1 to 6 thing, right? Okay. But it started raining at like 3, so we ended up moving the stuff inside. Yeah. Continuing on till 7, 8 o'clock, and I ended up playing a bunch of tunes that I really didn't even know how to play. Yeah.
It's crazy.
But it was fun all the same. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Good learning experience.
Yeah, totally. Is there anything else you'd like people to know about Billy Raffoul?
Come see me on tour. I don't know. There's going to be new music in the new year. I don't know exactly when this will be airing or coming out.
Probably in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, great. Well, then, yeah, man. I mean, in the new year, look out for some new music, and we'll be definitely on the road very soon. And I hope to get to tour Canada extensively in the new year, so that's a goal of mine, to go home. But, yeah, man, just very happy to be here, and thank you for spending the time, Damien, and doing this, Hell yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time, man. It was great
chatting with you. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Best wishes for everything coming your way. Any final thoughts at all before we say goodbye?
I don't always wear these coveralls. I just bought this a couple hours ago, so it's
looking good.
It's a decision I'm living with now, and it's going to live with me on the internet forever here. My buddy Alex just said, "Hey, you sure you don't want to change right now?" I guess not.
It works.
This is it, dude. Yeah.
There you have it. Once again, I'm Damon Campbell, and this is Billy Raffoul. Thanks for watching.